Hello fellow gamers, I am your host Brent Justice and welcome to my gaming channel Justice Gaming. I am in Fallout 4 on Spectacle Island to do another settlement build tour in Fallout 4. That's right, this is another one. This is the big Spectacle Island area that you can build in Fallout 4. Now the reason why I'm doing all this, I'm showing you an older build that I created. This was made around 2018, and the reason for doing this is that I do plan to replay the game again and do new builds in these settlements and have new ideas. Before I do that, I want to show you all of my old builds that I made. Now I'm going to turn around and you're going to see it, and I will describe it. First of all, notice I did not do anything down here in this area that you can build in, or to the broken house that's here. I did not repair these. I did not focus on that part of this build, and that may be something I do in a future build. But right now I left these alone, and what I did is I utilized the large island itself, which you can build on the entire island. I utilized that. I wanted to utilize this island for such a large building space and do something creative with it. My idea is a large skyscraper type of building, two of them, connected by a walkway that you can walk between them, so that the residents could live inside both of them, but they never have to go outside of them. They can just travel between the space between them to get to both buildings. This was a unique idea I had, and Spectacle Island allowed me to pull that off. Let me turn around and you will see what I'm talking about. Check that out in the distance. Two buildings, left and right, that are differently shaped. One is more square, but the other one on the right has more angles to it. And both of them are connected by walkways that go across. A lower walkway that is not protected, and then a top walkway which is fully enclosed using vault materials. Now, as we go up to this, one thing you will notice is that this is not finished. There are no furnishings. There are no decorations. These are empty shells. Empty shells of a building. Because this was pretty much just a concept build. This was a, what can I do in this Spectacle Island area that is so huge out here in the waters on this island. And I was thinking, well, what a huge area to build two buildings and then bridge them. So these are empty shells. There's nothing on the insides of these buildings. No furnishings, no decorations. But basically, this is just an idea of what I could have done if I had completed it. I would imagine that one area would be like a mall where you have different shops and things to do on each level, and the other one would be like the living facilities where you would live. So let's walk up to it, and we'll start with this building over here. Now, Spectacle Island is very varied in its terrain. You can see how it has dunes and it's very hilly. And so to build on this area, I had to use blocks to build a foundation and make it level. And then the hardest part was actually connecting the two bridges, because the buildings had to line up, you know, exactly at the right angle in order to line the bridges up. This was actually a pretty difficult task, but I think I pulled it off, and that in itself was a feat. But let's start right here on this platform. This would be like, you know, a welcome platform. You would come up from the water. You can kind of see that I was starting to build a bridge that way. What my idea was to have a platform that would also extend all the way out to the water and come right up to the stairs. So you didn't actually have to get on the terrain itself. You could just walk on this concrete platform all the way up to these stairs. That was the idea. I just never finished that part of it. But then the stairs would go right up to this platform, which would be like a meeting place and eating place with tables and chairs. And if it were decorated, it would look pretty cool. And it has lighting all around it at nighttime, so it would look pretty good. And then you just have this nice ocean view from the railing. The other building does not have a platform like this. So it's just this building that gets this platform. The other building would be more contained. You pretty much would not go in or out of that building from the ground level. You would just go across the Skybridge, and this is the building you would go in and out of. But we would have a walkway path that would go straight into this building. And let me see how many levels I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 levels in this building. And actually there's a 7th because this actually goes down to a basement level, which you'll see. But basically this would be the front door. You would come right inside here. And then you have each floor. Now, like I said, this is unfinished. There's no furnishings, no decorations. It's basically an empty floor. But it's got a great view no matter what wall you look out of, no matter what side you look out of. This area has a really cool view to it. Now I have this door here, and what I would have made here would be a little balcony here as well. This is right under the first walkway. And then I would go around to this door, and I would have there would be a balcony on this side too that you could go out onto. And just have that awesome view of the ocean. And this is just the first level. There are multiple levels to this place, so just imagine how good it gets the higher and higher up you get. I do have a bit of a sub-basement here. This is just a bit of a lower level to take advantage of the terrain difference. So I could go down here and I could put stuff here and make this something. Not quite sure what, but it's just a great little space that could be utilized and then open above. And again, even though we're at this level, still has a great view all the way around, no matter what wall you look out of. So that's the subfloor, and then that's the first floor, and now let's go up to the second floor. Again, all of these floors are empty right now. But I would imagine this could be like the living quarters. So just imagine this is a ton of space for, you know, apartments, really. These would be apartments. I would imagine this as an apartment building. This would be an apartment building. And so you'd have a little bit more room than just a small square. I mean, you would have a pretty decently sized room. Because there's so many levels and so much room in this building, I could put a lot of apartments in this building on each level. And again, there would be a door and a balcony here, and this is right under the walkway. And then you could come out on this balcony as well and look out, and you can see the common area out there, which is nice. It's a nice common area. Let's go up to the next level. Now on this level, again, empty. But what's unique about this level is the obvious walkway that we have. This is the first walkway. It's a railed walkway that's open to the air, not enclosed. But this is where the people that live in this particular building here, as residential building, this is where they would come up to this level to walk across to the next building to do whatever they want to do in there. So this would be a walkway. People would be walking back and forth on this to get into the other building where all of like the entertainment and shopping and just everything else is. But that looks cool just looking down that corridor, and you can see the other building is not square shaped. It has interesting shape to it, and we'll actually take a look at what that looks like from the air as well. I'll show you a view from the air because it looks really cool. So that's up here. Before we go up more levels, let's do a walk across this so you can see what that would feel like. Now as you walk across this bridge, even though it's out in the open like this, you've got a railing so you don't fall through or anything, but you are protected from the top, like if it was raining, from the walkway that's right above it. So if it was raining, it would still protect you somewhat from the rain. But yeah, here's a look back at the residential building we were just at. So you can see how the walkway connects to that, and then the Skybridge above that on the very top level. But that's a very square building with some balconies around it. And there's the main entrance, or the platform down there. And then of course you've got the great view out, no matter where you're looking, and you're really up far from the ground. So, you're well protected up here. Let's go all the way across. So this building, we will get to and do a full exploration of it. But this would be the entrance. It would have like a vault kind of entrance so that it can be secured. But you would come into this building and it has multiple levels as well. Going all the way up to the top there, we have a skylight at the top and this middle column that goes all the way down so you can see all the way to the bottom level. Each floor has that, so you can have that like open view and also get light from the top. But we will do a full exploration of this building in a second. Let's go back out here. Let's go this way now. We would go this way toward the bridge and the walkway here, and you can go back to the residential, walk back to the residential building. And yeah, lining this bridge up so that it actually worked was not easy, but I did it. Let's go up to the next level. Again, empty platform, empty level here. But you could come out to the edge here, and this one would have a balcony. So you could come outside and just have that great view from out here. And then the same on this side with a balcony. And the same on this side as well. So there's the walkway there, and there's the Skybridge up there. Next level. So this level is interesting because I did not build the floor all the way out to the wall. I pulled it back in one, and that way you have a bit of a railing up top. So on the next level you can kind of look down to this level and have that open multi-level feel to it. So we could put some interesting things here. And then here's a more complete balcony with railing. And then the doors would all have this kind of a structure. I just never finished it on all the levels. But they would have this kind of a structure, so they have like a formal entrance and exit door to the porches or the balconies outside. And then here's the Skybridge right above us. And that's a cool view of it. Now you get to really see what that looks like. And you'll notice there are no support structures coming down from it. I would have built in support structures because obviously would not be able to support that weight without some kind of support. So every few blocks I would have put, a support going all the way down to the ground or something so that it won't fall. But there's the other building across the way, and there's the upper part there. So let's go up to the upper level. Up here would be the top level, and like I said, it has this kind of balcony view, so you could come out and look down. It kind of feels very open. But we are very high up here. Got a great view all around. There's the other building, and there's the two bridges. And then this is a very enclosed and well-protected vault-style bridge going all the way across. So let's go across. This affords the maximum protection at the very tippy top. If we look out, we are very high up. And it connects to the top of this building. And it would be closed in. I just never finished that. But imagine that closed in, and you can see just how awesome that looks connecting the two buildings across. And now we're in this building. So this would be like a mall. Lots of shopping, lots of everything. And one feature that I wanted this mall to have was an open interior column that let light in from the ceiling, this here, and then had this middle column where you could look all the way down to the bottom. And then the ceiling would allow the light to reach all the way down through the center of the building, giving light all the way down to the bottom floor and all the floors in the center so that it wouldn't be so dark in here. So that was my idea, to build this building around a center column like that. And I think I pulled that off pretty well. Getting everything to line up was difficult, but I managed, and I think it turned out really well. You can see all the levels and all the floors from up here. Just imagine looking over this in real life if you were here and looking down at each floor and having the center skylight. There's the stairs for this level. And then over here we have another kind of column. We have basically this side, which also has skylights that go all the way down to the bottom here as well. And at the bottom would be like the registration desk, the sign-in desk, whatever, would be at the very bottom. But this skylight would give that light all the way down to the bottom. And of course we would have each level lit very well also. And then this kind of gives you a balcony looking down to the next floor down there, which extends a little further. But this is just a cool little area. And then what I have back here, first of all, the views are excellent at every angle. But what I have back here in this back area is my character's personal living space. So if I were at Spectacle Island staying here, I would need, overseer living quarters. And this is my living quarters for when I'm over in this area. And of course, I would have this awesome way across to the residential area through this top area here to go across the bridge. And this would mainly be reserved for myself or guards. The main population would not use this corridor. They would use the bottom walking corridor to go back and forth. This is mainly for me or guards, specialized people that need to go back and forth, just to keep it secure. But let's go inside. I'm using the entire back end of this building as my living quarters here, and so I would come in and I would have a separate office space. So this is my own personal office space, but also our table where we have meetings, because let's say this is a mall area and we have lots of vendors and stuff here. We would have like weekly meetings, right, about how everything is running, and we would want to come and meet at this table and have our meetings. So this is like a separate meeting room that's connected to my main living quarters, but also separated and private because it's got a door and it's walled off. But I would have my own desk here, and just imagine working at this desk here and having this kind of a view. Look at that view. That's my view working at my desk. And behind me, it's incredible. And then looking straight out through the window here, I can see people coming up and down the stairs, first of all, so that's good. And then I can also see the building all the way across. That's quite a distance. But yeah, this would be fully furnished with books and whatever else, and our meeting table here, again, just a great view and a great area to have that. And then I go into my actual living space, which is quite large. So close the door, and right next to where I work, here's my bed. Nice comfy bed in the corner. And again, this awesome view that I have off here. I've got a seating space here. And I've got some entertainment. And then I have another desk in my workspace, in my living quarters, in case I just want to work in here. I've got a desk there, and I can look out and see what's going on in the world, going on in this facility while I'm working here. So it's a really cool area to have. Yeah, this is a pretty big living space. I would make it a little more decorated, more furniture and more decoration, of course. But this is just a really cool living space that's back here in this building, well protected from in the Commonwealth. I mean, well protected from everything. But this would be a really cool place to live, you know, for the apocalypse. Now, out here, what I would have that I never finished building is like right in this space, or maybe that space there, would be a full bathroom. So maybe this space here, I would have walled it off, made it a full shower and bathroom, separated, but it would be a pretty big shower and bathroom. That way I can use it, you know, to shower and bathroom right next to where I live. And yeah, that's kind of what this space would be here. I just never finished making it. But that's a nice living quarter area. And then, of course, I can see what's going on in this whole facility. I can look down. I can keep an eye on everybody. Let's go down to the next level. Now we're down at the next level. That looks so cool. Here's looking down at that. And again, same situation here. You are able to look up and then down. And then you're able to come to this area. And we also have a balcony that looks down. And you can go a little further on this floor and take a look backwards at everything. So that's a nice view. Let's go down to the next level. And again, it's pretty much the same on this level. Same idea. So let's go down to the next level. And this is the level with the walkway. This is where people would mostly, you know, walk between the two buildings. This would be like the main level, you could call it. Now we come down to one more level below that. Can have more entertainment, more things down here. That needs to be blocked off, but yeah, it's just basically another level. Then we go down to the very, very bottom. Now the very bottom one is interesting because it's kind of overgrown by the ground here. I probably should like section this part off so you can't go into this part of it because of all the vegetation coming through. But I imagine that this bottom level would be like a lot of power stuff, maybe, and just what runs everything. We'd put our utilities down here, that sort of thing. There's an extra door to get out of this facility on this bottom floor, so you could walk out, although it's a very crazy terrain to do so. I should probably build this up more. But what I like about this area is if you did not go between the two buildings and you came just to this building, we do have an entrance to this building, and it's right here. These two double doors are basically an in and an out to this building. So you have this like reception area, and you can see it goes all the way to the top. We've got a skylight there bringing a natural light from the top. And let's say the reception desk would be right here. Right here. And so you'd come in through the doors and check in at the reception. So this area would work for that. It's very raised on this end, but then the way the terrain works is it really comes up to like window level here, so it's pretty crazy. The doors have to swing inward or else they wouldn't be able to open. So yeah, this is the only part I don't really like about this entrance area, is you've got this huge mound right here. It could work, but I would reposition that somewhere else. It would work though, but yeah, just that could be an entrance, and then that's like a secondary entrance. It works as long as the doors swing inward. And I guess if I were really occupying this place, I would have knocked down all this shrubbery anyway. I mean, I would have cut it down, right? All the shrubbery would be cut down. There are some other ways to come up to this area. Again, because it's such a drop-off, look at that drop-off down there. I built a stair system so that you can actually get up to this area because it's so steep. I put some tables out there. I guess I would populate more of this area out here and do something with that. But there's the two sky bridges going across, which look awesome. And you can see how steep this hill is that I had to build on. So again, I made these stairs so you could walk up, you know, to this level, because you would need stuff like that on a crazy place like this. Now over here is where the workshop is, and so what I did is I kind of entombed the workshop in its own like workshop building. So imagine a workshop here with maybe some computer controls or whatever. But what I did is tried to make it look kind of cool by building this concrete building around it with the flag, and then that up on top there. You know, just kind of make it look like an interesting thing more than just what it was without all that. I also had to build a platform on this side because, again, this is very steep. And then over here, I put the outdoor power. So I just built a little building for it and put the power out here. And the idea was the power would be outside and then connect inside with the power poles. And that seems to be working. But then from there, I would be able to take the power from those poles and then drag it through the inside of the building and power each level so that each level would have lighting and power and all that. So that's why I put those poles there. It gave me a convenient place to pull the lines, you know, through the windows, is how I would have done that. But yeah, as far as levels go, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 levels on this one and 6 main levels on that one. So they're the same height in terms of levels, but obviously not in terms of terrain. Lining them up that way was the difficult part. Let me tell you. So now I think the best thing to do would be to show you what this looks like from the air, because that is going to give you a really good idea here of the shapes of these things. So let's do that. Here we go. Alright, so first, looking at this building, you can see it's got so much space. I mean, I could really do a lot with that. From this side, it's kind of squared off. It's very flat. But around, when we get around to the other side, you'll see it's not. The sky bridges look so cool going across, spanning the island like that. I just love that idea. And I guess, yeah, I would put some columns to like support it from underneath. And I might put like a midway station or something spanning out from the middle of it. Maybe going out to the right and left of the stairwell. Maybe an extra set of stairs. No, maybe not. I want to keep it self-contained to where it's like protected. So you can walk between the buildings and never have to go out or have people, you know, coming up to the stairs from the bottom, like if you were under attack. I want it to be self-contained and separated. So I would not make any secondary stairs, but what I might make is some kind of tower or something in the center section. I don't know. Yeah, I could have done something like that. Would have been cool also. And then this building is just very square for residential. Let's circle around it. There's the platform for the entrance. Now you can start to see some of the shapes here that I've done. It's not exactly squared, especially when you look at it here. It's kind of staggered. It goes stagger, 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 stagger. So it's not exactly square. And that gives it some shape and definition and dimensions to it. And I think that's kind of cool and unique looking. Instead of making something that's just square, I tried to be a little creative with it. And that gives you more options you can do with it. And if we look from the top, you can kind of see what that shape looks like. Pretty cool looking shape, actually. I think that looks really neat. And then you have the center skylight for light to come down from the center. And the skylight over there as well. And this one is just flat on top. So the idea I was going here on Spectacle Island was this idea about bridging 2 large buildings together with a sky bridge across the huge island, and yeah, just making a unique concept like that. If I, you know, taking the time to build out the furniture and decorations, it would take a very long time, but boy, imagine that. Also imagine that the game may crash and it just may not render it. But, you know, if it were more furnished, this could be a really cool idea. But this is more of a concept idea, so let's just take that away from this. This is more of a concept idea or concept build, and I just wanted to show you all because I thought it was really cool. In my head it sounded cool, and just imagine if I really had this whole island decked out. there's so much you can do with Spectacle Island, and I kind of like this idea. It ignores that stuff down there, which is kind of what they want you to fix in the game. But no, why mess with that when you have the entire island you can build on, right? So that's what I did. I tried to use the island in that way, and yeah, you can make a huge build here. It's just not going to be stable, but you can, and I think that's really cool. So I liked what I did there. I think it's kind of neat. I think next time, though, I might do more with like that stuff to repair it and make it look more lived in. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's my build for Spectacle Island. I think it's something different and unique. You guys can drop a comment and let me know what you think about this build in the comments. I'm interested in your thoughts, what you think overall. If you like what you see here, consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.